Then I saw a bit of puff of smoke come out of the right back window of his car, and I knew there was something wrong, so I thought if I just push him a bit, whatever's going wrong is going to go wrong big time, and obviously it did.
Back to the bikes now, and in the open category, Gary Peterson on the Team Brasco FMF Racing Kawasaki was leading Ian Topless on his Elna Fox Kawasaki by 5 points after 2 rounds of the championship. Under starters' orders and all eyes on the fight between the 2 men in the top of the championship. The mad dash to the first corner, and who's going to get the whole shot? It's Topless. Gary Peterson going very wide and falling back into the bunch. Alan Julian on his Shell Racing Honda is in second. They've settled down after the hectic first few corners, and it's Topless from Julian, Gary Lipchik on a Honda, Russell Campbell on a Kawasaki, and Peterson is still down the field in 7th position. Up the hill for the first time, and Topless has Julian glued to his rear wheel. Behind them, the order remains the same, except Gary Peterson is moving up and is into 6th position now. Topless and Julian pulling away as the rest are scrambling to sort themselves out. Alan Julian on the Shell Racing Honda is on the ragged edge as he tries to close the gap on Ian Topless on his Elna Fox Kawasaki, but Topless is a double motocross champion and is not going to give anything away. Gary Lipchik is still 3rd, but now Greg Aspinall is under pressure from Gary Peterson, who's moved past Russell Campbell into 5th position. Still Ian Topless with Alan Julian not far away, but a huge battle for 3rd is developing between Gary Lipchik, Greg Aspinall and Gary Peterson. Peterson is well placed to take Aspinall on acceleration out of the bottom corner, and does he do it? There's the leaders, and there's the second group. Peterson goes past Lipchik on the inside, and Aspinall takes him on the outside. Peterson and Aspinall side by side, and Peterson gets past into 3rd position. Great riding. Topless and Julian, and there's Gary Peterson in 3rd. Just look at the way he throws caution to the wind. Peterson now chasing Alan Julian for 2nd position, but Greg Aspinall is still hanging in there. There's the gap. Julian is through. Peterson and Aspinall are catching. Through the right-hander, they can see Topless and Julian ahead of them. Alfie Cox on his AGA Panasonic KTM is challenging Campbell for 6th place. This is Gary Peterson on a charge. He's got only one thing in mind, and that's to first catch Alan Julian for 2nd, and then to haul in Ian Topless in the lead. But Ian Topless doesn't let himself get hauled in, and he won the race easily ahead of a back-to-form Alan Julian and Gary Peterson. Cox eventually got by Campbell, who pushed Lipchik down to 7th ahead of Gary Bloomfield.
Yeah, that seemed like another walk in the park.
Yeah, no, I basically got the whole shot, second into the corner, but I came first out of it. Just ran a good race, kept a nice gap. So it was a good race.
Back to the four-wheelers now, and in the production vehicle category, Henry Zimmermann had a 1-point lead over Frank de Greef after round 2. While Paolo Piazzamusso had a comfortable lead over Cliff Barker in the super truck category. But the big talking point was the debut of the Castrol Toyota Hilux super truck to be driven by American champion Rod Millen.
Paolo leading the championship going to round 3. Are you confident?
I am. I think for the Creepy Crawley Ford Courier team, we've got our work cut out today. Myself and my teammate Craig have got to try and beat the Toyota team with the American driver Rod Millen. I think if we can beat him, it will be a great achievement. I mean, the guy's a multiple world champion, so if we can do that, I think it's a task on its own, you know.
There was huge interest in the Toyota, which has been imported from America, where it was campaigned by Millen in the Mickey Thompson Stadium Off-Road Series with great success. The vehicle, the same model that took him to his 1994 stadium title, is fitted with a 2.8-litre V6 engine and has rear-wheel drive through a single-speed gearbox. The multiple rally and stadium racing champion was keen to get going.
Rod, your first time out here on the circuit. You, of course, know this truck inside out. What has it been like?
It was great. You know, it was great to get back into this truck. I hadn't been in it for 2.5 years, so it was a period of time that I had a lot of fun in my motorsport career, so it was good to get back out of it. And, you know, the track here is it's certainly a lot faster to the ones that we're used to in the stadium. We normally run on the size of a football field. So here it's 2 or 3 times as big, a lot more speed, but you know, the truck went well, and you know, I'm very happy.
The big guns, the super trucks that have captured the imagination of motorsport fans in South Africa. Millen's Toyota is 5th on the grid. A good start there by Paulo Piazzamusso and the Creepy Crawly Ford Courier. Production vehicles in the back of the field. Frank de Greef takes the lead from Henry Zamatten. Piazzamusso in the lead ahead of Cliff Barker. Rod Millen and Toyota already up into 3rd position. Millen has the inside, and through he goes to take 2nd from Barker in the Pennzoil Land Rover. Leading the production vehicle category is Henry Zamatten in his Chev. As they thunder down the hill, Zamatten and Frank de Greef battling for the production vehicle lead. Millen is catching Piazzamusso at a rapid rate of knots. Here they come, and it's Piazzamusso who outdrags the Toyota on the uphill. The Ford's V8 power gives him just that extra bit of grunt out of the corners. All eyes on the battle for the lead between 2 hardened professionals. Millen wants to take the Castrol Toyota to victory on debut, but Piazzamusso is going to do everything in his power to prevent him from doing so. Piazzamusso is an experienced rally driver and has taken to short course off-road racing and the Creepy Crawly Ford like a duck to water, while Millen has been winning rally and off-road championships since 1975. These are no palookas behind the wheel. Side by side out of the bottom corner, and again the Ford outdrags the Toyota. Piazzamusso seems to have the edge on the straight. Millen's better handling super truck allows him to catch up through the twisty bits. Oh, and a little mistake there by Piazzamusso. That allows Millen to pull right next to him. There it goes. Millen muscles his way past Piazzamusso and into the lead, but great car control there by both drivers. Millen throwing that Castrol Toyota Hilux around with gay abandon to the delight of his crew members in the crowd. Further down the field, Craig Draper in the 2nd, Creepy Crawly Ford is in 3rd, but Cliff Barker in the Pennzoil Land Rover is starting to come under pressure from Linton Draper in his Raceco Chevy. That's one of the back markers who's cried enough while Craig Draper, Barker and Linton Draper come past. Millen has pulled a substantial lead on Piazzamusso in the front, so the closest battle was this one for 4th between Cliff Barker in the four-wheel drive Pennzoil Land Rover V8 and Linton Draper in his Raceco Chevy. Draper was getting closer all the time. Draper tries on the inside, but Barker has the line for the right-hander. Draper on the inside again. Down the hill to the bottom of the circuit, and now Draper just pulls away on the acceleration and into 4th position. That's the leader, and Rod Millen is in absolutely dominating form. Piazzamusso has seen the Castrol Toyota getting away from him and is probably hoping that something would go wrong for the American. Now, coming up to lap Cliff Barker, and Millen will have to be careful. He hasn't raced in South Africa and he wouldn't know how the back markers react to being lapped. Having to bide his time, Millen might have to slow down slightly, allowing Piazzamusso to close the gap. But the American is acutely aware of the situation. Barker pulls out of his way and Millen slides the Castrol Toyota down the hill. Just look at the handling of that vehicle. The Hilux straightening out immediately, regardless of how its driver throws it into the corners. A dominating debut for the Castrol Toyota Hilux in the hands of Rod Millen, and with more of these super trucks on their way to South Africa, it augurs well for the future of super truck racing in Total Super Series. Frank de Greef took the production vehicle race in his Beetle ahead of Zermatten and Henny Kirstein in his impressive Volkswagen Porsche. Rob, that was an extremely impressive debut for the Castrol Toyota super truck.
Yeah.
Was it as easy as it looked?
Oh no, some of those guys are quick and they're hard to get by. The Fords have got a little more power than us on the straight. I think the Toyota handles a whole lot better. It's fun to be back driving this machine again.
What was the circuit like in race conditions?
It was good. You know, there's a couple of ruts developing, but you know, we soon learned where they were and just to stay away from that and just press on, keep an eye on everybody. You know, it was a lot of fun.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for the program today.